Hey everybody, welcome to Big Valley Living. Today we came over here to Sloughhouse off of the Jackson Highway, California State Highway 16, and we picked our own vegetables for canning, and it's been really fun.
Hi, JJ.
Say hi, JJ.
Hi, JJ.
So we're going to show you some footage of our first U-Pick day and tell you some facts. And come along with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then we're going to make some canning videos. Say bye, JJ.
Bye, JJ. It's really smoky, so we better get after it.
We need to get home. Sloughhouse U-Pick. We've never done this before. As fresh as it gets. Don't dump your water. Anyway, we're getting ready to weigh in. We've never done this before, so this is going to be quite the adventure. Yay!
All right, so we just took the weight of your car. This is your tag. Don't lose that. It has the weight of your car in it. Here's everything that we have. So when you get out into the fields, right over there where there's lots of cars, so let's say you want tomatoes. Tomatoes will be under a red flag, cucumbers under an orange flag, and you see how it's kind of color coded?
Sure.
There you go. Everything is
Awesome.
40 cents a pound with a $20 minimum per car, which is about 50 pounds you have to pick. You're gonna go straight over the hill and to the right, and the fields are all the way out there.
Awesome.
And when you come back, make sure you come back on this side, the scale right here.
I sure will. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, you can just get watermelon and stuff?
Wow.
Oh, look at all the squash. Oh, this is awesome. So we are out looking for a red flag because we want to start by getting some nice tomatoes. Well, they've got spaghetti squash and big old bags of onions. Oh, we could get some onions too, honey.
Yep.
Squash fields, like, whoa, I thought we had a lot of squash. Of course, this is a farm. So this is about how many miles from our house, sweetie? 20?
It's like 10 or 15 miles, I think.
It's really not far away. If this is a way to go, I'm almost going to consider just having a small recreational garden every year. But for our big canning needs, first we'll check into what, if they use any chemicals that we don't want. But all things being equal, it might be worth coming out about 5 Saturdays and, over the course of the summer and getting our tomatoes for canning that way. It's a lot less work at the end of the day, and we don't need to worry about the water meter and everything else because water is very scarce. And it appears that this isn't a huge secret because there's a lot of people out here picking. We neglected to bring bags, but we do have some grocery bags, so I guess that's kind of how we're gonna store ours today. A little bit of planning would have been good on my part. I should have called.
Walk down though.
So we think we got enough tomatoes. I also picked up a few green tomatoes because I want to can them like Carol, the thrifty chic housewife. And JJ's not a fan of eggplant, so I picked a couple fresh eggplant for myself. Little treat. And now we're going to be off to the cucumbers. Okay, well, before we get over to the cucumbers, we got distracted by peppers. And I've never been around so many peppers growing, but I'm standing downwind and you can totally smell all these bell peppers and it really smells good. This is awesome. Wow. Okay, and then so you see that there's this green flag right here.
That's how you know what's in that field. So it corresponds to a handout that they give you when you come in, and they tell you what different colors are. Like the light green is bell peppers.
they're tilling up the fields here. And it looks like they just till whatever was in the ground back in for natural fertilizer. And look, from what I've seen back in the fields, this is probably the second or third tilling of these particular fields, because it looks like most of the organic matter is broken down into the ground. And we talked to a lady named Anna who works here on the U-pick days, and she was saying that they don't use any inorganic material. They just till everything in and rotate crops, let fields lay fallow when they need to. It looks like this is a fallow field right here. Maybe it'll sit for a year or two, I don't know. There's a bunch of blackberries growing wild right here in that ditch. And it's been really a neat experience. There've been a lot of really nice people out here. Everybody kind of picks a little spot and does their own little thing, and it's just been a lot of fun. So we're gonna stop at the area where you start entering this U-pick, and we're gonna just pick up a really big bag of onions and maybe a watermelon or two. And I saw some spaghetti squash, so I might even pick up one or two of those. It's kind of nice for me to get things that I like that JJ doesn't necessarily like and isn't necessarily worth us growing in our garden because of the amount of space it takes and the small amount you get. Like, kind of like the eggplant that I got today. And I don't need to eat a ton of it every year. It's just nice for a treat. So look at that squash. So this is just what they have that they're going to be selling, and then at some point this will be U-pick. If you have a chance and you live in this area, you really should come over and check it out. It is so cool.
Where is it again?
We're at Davis Ranch in Sloughhouse, California, just on Highway 16 on the way to Jackson. We are home now from Davis Ranch in Sloughhouse, California. And I want you to see what 200 pounds of fresh vegetables look like. We're both really tired. We've actually never gone out and done a U-pick, and it was a lot of fun, but you know, it does take a little bit of work. So I don't want you to be fooled into thinking that, you know, it's free, because it isn't. Anyway, it was invigorating, it was fun, and we got to meet a lot of really nice people while we were there. So we're gonna just run down through everything that we got, what we plan to do with it, and then we have 62 pounds of Roma tomatoes to start processing. Okay, so we're gonna start with, I have it written down here. We have 10 pounds of butternut squash, and we're probably going to can that in cubes in the future. That can kind of wait a little bit longer. And we'll probably just start out with like a minimum quantity, small batch, 7 pints, just to see how we like it. If we like it, then we'll go buy some more because it's a winter squash and we'll be able to buy more later in the season. We picked up 2 spaghetti squash, which totaled 6 pounds. And I'm just about the only one that likes that, so I'll prepare it and I'll just kind of eat a half a cup here and there with marinara sauce in the future. They too last quite a while on the counter, so you don't have to rush to get something done with them. We have 6 pounds of honeydew melon. That one honeydew melon is 6 pounds. 14.5 pounds of seedless watermelon. One watermelon, that's a biggie. 10.5 pounds of yellow onion. 6 pounds of fresh jalapeno peppers. That includes probably a half a pound of Anaheim chilies. And thank you, JJ, for picking those. We're probably gonna do some poppers on the grill with those, and with the air the way it is, it looks like it's gonna be the gas grill. And then we'll also try making cowboy candy, which we have heard is really delicious. So we'll go ahead and try it.
And salsa. Lots of salsa.
We're going to make salsa too. If we make good salsa too. In fact, we're going to make a roasted green onion, or green and onion and jalapeno salsa verde here pretty soon.
Green and onion?
You know what I mean.
tomatillo.
Tomatillo.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay!
We'll probably leave that in there because that's worthy. That's how tired we are. The cantaloupe weighs 8.25 pounds, and we have a couple there. And then 8.5 pounds of this other sweet yellow melon, which we did not write down the name of, but the gentleman over at the farm said that it's super, super good. So we're going to give it a shot and see how yummy it is. We will find the name of it and probably put it in this video so that you can see what it's called. I'm going to say this. It's worth noting that we learned something today. When you're getting a cantaloupe or any kind of a melon like that that has ribbing, you want to have more of this rough ribbing part on it. That's actually what indicates the sweetness and the freshness or the ripeness of the melon. So if it doesn't have a lot of webbing, you probably want to let somebody else pick it up who doesn't know that. But if they watch Big Valley Living, they'll know. We are going to move on to 2 pounds of fresh picked green beans. I'm going to use, we've already canned green beans for the year, so I'm actually just going to use those in a cold green bean salad that I will actually film so that you can see it. We'll make a segment. It's really good and it's super awesome on a hot summer day, and it lasts the next day for lunch. Really good, so watch for that. 9 pounds of bell peppers. Oh, goodness gracious me, oh my, they are lovely. Not quite sure what all we're going to do with them. We'll probably have some stuffed green peppers for dinner tonight because that just sounds good. And then I'll probably freeze up another batch of pepper steak because that makes a really good lunch. 31 pounds of cucumbers. We plan on making dill pickles with those. We love dill pickles, and we especially love garlicky dill pickles. So we're going to try our hand at it this year. Some of them are a little large, and we're not quite sure what we're going to do. We might just slice those, scoop the seeds out, and throw something in there, like maybe some diced tomato or something for a snack. But anyway, we thought we'd try different sizes of pickling cucumbers. And I have 2 pounds of eggplant because JJ doesn't like eggplant, so it's really not worth our time and effort to even plant one. And that's probably all I eat in a given year anyway. But it is a good treat. And 16 pounds of these really nice slicer tomatoes, and then peppered in with a few green tomatoes. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to can up a few cans of green tomatoes so that we can have fried green tomatoes on New Year's Day, because that just sounds good. The rest of these tomatoes are going to become a really, really good roasted tomato soup that I found in a Vitamix recipe. It's Williams Sonoma and Vitamix, and I will show that recipe as well because it's super good. Last but not least, 62 pounds of Roma tomatoes. I think I've already said that, but I got to say it again because I'm trying to psych myself up. We are going to start processing these shortly. We have water boiling already, so we're going to wash these and then we're going to score the bottoms, but that's going to be a whole other video that we're going to start in just a minute. So we really wanted you to see all this. $80. I just can't believe how fun it was to go out together and pick these things, meet other like-minded people in the field, share recipes with people, and I mean, we're going to put a lot of food in our pantry, and it just feels good to know exactly what's going into our food.
Well, we have 200 pounds of food, and yeah, so we're going to be busy, and we'll talk to you all later. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, the bell. How about you?
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for visiting Big Valley Living. Don't forget to be kind and be happy. Have a great day.
See you later, everybody.